Good morning to all and welcome to the session, the Hindu Editorial Analysis for Proficiency in English. Today's editorial is all about the exit of Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of the UK, and there are some important words. Besides the editorial enrichment from comprehension point of view, grammar point of view, vocabulary point of view, today you're going to work on exam topics like error location or spot the errors, phrase replacement, misspelled words, idioms, and as usual, editorial vocabulary. Let us go to editorial vocabulary, then we will go to editorial analysis. The very first word goes with the party, Conservative Party. But you have to know the meaning of the word conservative. The word conservative, there are two more words you have to recollect: traditional, conservative, orthodox. What is the meaning of the word conservative? In this context, adjective. Averse. Averse means not, you don't like something, you hate something, dislike something. Averse to change or innovation and holding traditional values. Usually, a conservative person means what? Conservative outlook. Doesn't want to change, respects traditions a lot. That's the reason why we use the word traditional, and extremely conservative, we use the word orthodox. But in this context, it goes with the party, conservative party. Charisma, charismatic leader. This is an important word. Charisma, part of speech noun, compelling attractiveness or charm that can inspire devotion in others. When you see some people, usually this goes with leaders, political leaders. When you see some leaders, you get attracted, you feel like following them. They make a tremendous positive impact on the public. Then we use the expression charismatic leader, charisma, lot of attraction. They attract masses, people. Steep, usually this goes with mountains and valleys. Also, prices. Steep, part of speech adjective, of a slope, flight of stairs, stairs also, angle, rising or falling sharply, almost perpendicular. Untenable, untenable part of speech adjective, especially of a position or view, not able to be maintained or defended against attack or objection. Tenable, untenable. Untenable, not able to be maintained or defended against attack or objection. Scandal, when you read the newspapers, you come across this word. An action or event regarded as morally or legally wrong and causing general public outrage. Something is considered morally wrong or legally wrong, and based on that, there is a general public outrage. We use the word scandal. Pinnacle, singular. Usually it is used in the singular form. Nothing wrong, plural form, pinnacles. Part of speech noun. The most successful point or the culmination, the peak, when someone reaches the heights, the top position, then we say pinnacle of success. Cling on, it's a phrasal verb. To try very hard to keep something. Cling on to power, cling on to authority, cling on to position. Typical expressions. Rebellion, part of speech noun, an act of armed resistance to an established government or leader. When people go against the established government or a particular leader, we use the word rebellion. Engulf, usually this goes with fire, of a natural force, any force, natural force for that matter, sweep over something so as to surround or cover it completely. When something gets covered completely, smoke also, then we say engulfed by fire or by smoke. Whip has many meanings. As a noun, one typical meaning, whip, the one that is used to beat someone. In this context, party whip, it goes with politics. An official of a political party, appointed to maintain parliamentary discipline among its members. A person who is appointed to maintain parliamentary discipline among its members. So we use the word party whip. Allegations, familiar word, part of speech noun, a claim or assertion that someone has done something illegal or wrong, typically one made without proof. You say someone has done something wrong, but you don't have any proof, then it is known as allegation. Against someone. Chaos, an important word, chaotic. Complete disorder and confusion. Part of speech noun, chaotic, adjective. Prevail has many meanings. One meaning to dominate, another meaning to exist and be accepted among a large number of people. Prevailing ideas, prevailing something. Disintegrate, it goes with a system and it goes with things as well. Break up into small parts as a result of impact or decay. But a party disintegrates or a system disintegrates, then it is like it is going in the wrong direction. Haunt usually goes with a ghost. Of a ghost manifest itself at a place regularly. Visit a place regularly. But haunt also goes with ideas, thoughts, fears. They come repeatedly, then we say, haunted by fears. Protocol again goes with polity, part of speech noun, the official procedure or system of rules governing affairs of state or diplomatic occasions. When the president visits a particular place, he is there. The chief minister is supposed to receive in a particular way. There's an established procedure that is known as protocol. Colossal, an important word, part of speech adjective, extremely large or great. Mandate, again related to polity, part of speech noun, authority to carry out a policy, regarded as given by the electorate to a party or candidate that wins an election. Mandate, election mandate, another combination you can think of. Crunch, usually it goes with the word financial. Financial crunch, economic crunch. Part of it is not phrasal verb, only a verb. It could be a noun as well. To tighten or squeeze financially. As I said, it goes with the word financial, financial crunch. Humiliating incident, event, or experience. Humiliating, obviously part of speech adjective. Making someone feel ashamed and foolish by injuring their dignity and pride. In a way, insulting someone. Inherit, part of speech verb, it's a regular verb. Receive, usually money, property, or a title as an heir. H is silent at the death of the previous holder or someone steps down in this context. Resolve, part of speech verb, settle or find a solution to a problem or contentious matter. Resolve the situation, resolve the problem. A referendum, another word that goes with polity, a general vote by the electorate on a single political question which has been referred to them for a direct decision. If the public, a general vote by the electorate, here electorate in the sense the public, on a single political question, only one aspect, then it is known as a referendum. Disarray, an important word, part of speech noun, a state of disorganization or untidiness. More than untidiness, disorganization, disarray, not in proper order, not in apple pie order, to use an idiomatic expression. Those are the words from today's editorial. Now let us go to the editorial analysis. It starts with disorderly exit. As I said, this is all about the exit of Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of the UK, and his exit not orderly, disorderly exit. Then the editorial has to substantiate what is the main idea of the editorial. Instead of delivering a smooth Brexit, we can say Brexit or Brexit, either way it is correct. Instead of delivering a smooth Brexit, Boris Johnson leaves Britain worse off than before. So it is disorderly. worse off than before. Not something positive, something negative. It's all about Boris Johnson, how he is going to leave the office. For a leader who led the Conservative Party to an 80-seat majority 3 years ago with a Thatcher like charisma, Boris Johnson's fall from grace was so steep that a host of his ministers, including those who were appointed days earlier, publicly called for his resignation on Wednesday. The whole thing is one sentence, looks like a paragraph, but what does it mean? For a leader who led the Conservative Party to an 80-seat majority 3 years ago with a Thatcher like charisma. Thatcher, Margaret Thatcher, former Prime Minister of the UK, quite popular, and she was a charismatic leader. Charisma means what? Compelling attractiveness or charm that can inspire devotion in others. So Boris Johnson also, he has similar charisma. He is also a charismatic leader like Margaret Thatcher. But unfortunately, Boris Johnson's fall from grace, whatever you see in blue, idiomatic expression, standard phrase, fall from grace means a very good position, fall from a very good position, was so steep that a host of his ministers, usually pressure is from outside opposition, but here a fall from grace was so steep that a host of his ministers, his party workers, his party leaders, they wanted him to resign, including those who were appointed days earlier, publicly called for his resignation on Wednesday. Those who were appointed by him days earlier, they also demanded, those who were close to him, they also demanded, publicly called for his resignation on Wednesday. Mr. Johnson, now it provides a background information about Boris Johnson. Mr. Johnson, a journalist turned politician who rose to the pinnacles of power riding the Brexit wave, tried to cling on to his position till the last minute. Usually, once you get power, you get authority, you become, obviously, you reach the pinnacles of power, that is, a prime minister of a particular country. You don't want to give it up just like that. You don't want to step down. You try maximum to cling on to the position. Same thing in the case of Boris Johnson. Mr. Johnson, a journalist, basically a journalist, we also use the word scribe. Scribe means journalist or reporter. Do remember? A journalist turned politician who rose to the pinnacles of power, pinnacles, the most successful point, the culmination, pinnacles of power, riding the Brexit wave. Tried to cling on to his position. Cling on means what? Try very hard to keep something. Remain the prime minister in this context till the last minute, but it did not work out. But despite Downing Street's fight back, despite an important word from exam point of view, common error, despite of, but it does not take, the word despite does not take the preposition of. That you have to recollect. The official residence, Downing, 10 Downing Street. So a Downing Street means a residence of, official residence of the Prime Minister of the UK. But despite Downing Street's fight back, means Boris Johnson did not want to give up. He wanted to cling on to power. Despite Downing Street's fight back, the intra party rebellion spread like wildfire, engulfing even the loyalist inner circle. Usually, the prime minister or the president or the top leaders, they have something known as inner circle, trusted people. In this case, what happened? He had to face opposition from the inner circle. That is very unfortunate. But despite Downing Street's fight back, the intra-party within the party, inter-party between parties, intra-party within the party, the intra-party rebellion means an act of armed, need not be armed all the time, a resistance to an established government or leader, spread like wildfire. This is also an idiomatic expression, spread quickly. And usually it goes with rumors. Rumors spread like wildfire. But in this context, rebellion spread like wildfire. Engulf in this context means usually also cover completely, surround or cover completely. Even the loyalist inner circle, those who are very loyal to him, that circle also started opposing. Faced with no other choice, only one choice to step down. Here, other is an important word. If you don't use other, then it is not grammatically correct. Usually, people say this book is better than any book. That is not correct. You have to separate the former from the latter. That means you have to say this book is better than any other book, then it is correct. The word other makes a lot of difference. Faced with no other choice. When you have no choice, there is one idiomatic expression, Hobson's choice, that you have to recollect. Faced with no other choice, he agreed on Thursday to stand down. Stand down, step down, both mean the same. It's a phrasal verb. As a Conservative Party leader immediately and resign as Prime Minister in October when the party chooses a new leader. Two things. One, step down as a Conservative Party leader. The other, resign as a Prime Minister in the month of October. His position within the party became untenable. Untenable, an important word. What does it mean? It goes with a position or a policy or system, especially a position or view, not able to be maintained or defended against attack or objection. His position within the party became untenable in June when 41% of lawmakers expressed no confidence in his leadership in a vote. 41% expressed no confidence. That is not a good thing. Obviously, it is not tenable, it is untenable. Signs of the rebellion had emerged past perfect much earlier as his government was rocked by the Partygate scandal. The rebellion started perhaps 2020, 2020, I suppose. Signs of the rebellion had emerged much earlier as his government was rocked by the Partygate scandal. Criticized, there's one particular incident, Partygate scandal. Scandal means an action or event regarded as morally or legally wrong and causing general public outrage. People don't accept. In this context, what happened? The Prime Minister was fined by police. Look at this. The Prime Minister was fined by police for attending a birthday gathering at Downing Street in the midst of a nationwide COVID 19 lockdown. This is something contrary, not acceptable. Obviously, you can expect public outrage. The Prime Minister, the government imposes a lockdown and the Prime Minister violates that, breaks that. That is something cannot be justified. And because of that, the Prime Minister was fined by police for attending a birthday gathering at Downing Street in the midst of a nationwide COVID 19 lockdown. And obviously, that is the name given to that incident or event, Partygate scandal, became very unpopular. The resignation of Chris Pincher as Deputy Chief Whip last week over allegations of sexual misconduct came as a final straw. Again, whatever you see in blue, today the writer has used a lot of idioms and phrases. The resignation of Chris Pincher, who is this person, as Deputy Chief Whip. Deputy Chief Whip. Whip, one word in this context, an official of a political party appointed to maintain parliamentary discipline among its members. He had to resign. Why? Over allegations. Allegation, a claim or assertion that someone has done something legally wrong, but without any proof. Came as a final straw. Series of problem. The last one, the final one, came as a final straw. As chaos prevailed, chaos means complete disorder and confusion. Prevail has many meanings. In this context, to exist and be accepted among a large number of people. As chaos prevailed, two of his senior ministers, Chancellor Rishi Sunak and Health Secretary Sajid Javid, announced their resignations, triggering the disintegration of the government. When ministers resign, obviously the system collapses. It talks about that. As chaos prevailed, existed, confusing situation, or complete disorder and confusion. Two of his senior ministers, one Chancellor Rishi Sunak and Health Secretary Sajid Javid, announced their resignations, triggering the disintegration of the government. Disintegrate, break up into small parts as a result of impact or decay. Here, collapse in a way. Mr. Johnson won the 2019 elections promising a quick, orderly Brexit. Based on that promise, he came to power. Mr. Johnson won the 2019 elections promising a quick, orderly, here disorderly, orderly Brexit. But the best he could deliver was a chaotic, painful divorce with the European Union, whose economic pains continue to haunt ordinary Britons and businesses. Not He could not do what he wanted to, and he could not live up to the expectations. But the best he could do deliver was, but the best he could deliver was a chaotic, something negative, chaotic, painful divorce with the European Union, whose economic pains continue to haunt. Haunt usually it goes with a ghost, but it may go with thoughts, ideas, something that comes repeatedly. Haunt ordinary Britons and businesses. In this context, the problems, the pains. There is still no clarity on the post Brexit trade relations with the European Union, and the Northern Ireland Protocol remains a mess. One more expression here, remains a mess. There's still no clarity on the post Brexit trade relations with the European Union, one problem. And the Northern Ireland Protocol remains a mess. It's in a big mess. Mess has many meanings. One, a place where you go to have food. That is called a mess. But mess also means not in a proper order, a big problem, problematic situation. It's in a big mess. Then it has other meanings as well. To trouble someone, then the person may say, don't mess up with me. In this context, it talks about, and there's one word, protocol, the official procedure or system of rules governing affairs of state or diplomatic occasions. You have to follow the protocol, usually we say. And here, why, if you wonder, there is a separate country, the Irish Republic or the Ireland, but Northern Ireland is part of the UK. If you take the United Kingdom of Great Britain, four parts are there. One, England; second, Scotland; third, Wales; and the fourth, Northern Ireland. Part of Ireland is part of the United Kingdom of Great Britain. So, something to do with that remains a mess. As scandals began to hit his government, his moral authority within the party started slipping. Obviously, a lot of scandals he cannot face, and his position won't be tenable. It becomes untenable. As scandals, not one scandal, plural, as scandals began to hit his government, his moral authority within the party started slipping. Mr. Johnson could still argue that he got a colossal mandate and that he remained a vote getter for the Conservatives. Still, he can defend on what basis. He could still argue that he got a colossal mandate. There are two words here. Colossal means extremely large or great. And mandate, at the time of elections, you get the mandate. That means people decide to vote in favor of a particular party, then we use the term mandate. The authority to carry out a policy regarded as given by the electorate at the time of elections to a party or candidate that wins an election. But even that position became untenable as a serious economic crunch began to bite. Economic crunch to tighten or squeeze financially. But even that position became untenable. Untenable already have got the meaning. Last month, the Conservatives suffered humiliating defeats in two by-elections. By-elections, they suffered humiliating defeats. The word humiliating, negative connotation, making someone feel ashamed or and foolish by injuring their dignity and pride. Expenses also you can use. Very good. In by-elections, Wakefield and Tiverton and Honiton, which practically sealed Mr. Johnson's fate. Then it was understood, not possible to continue. The rest was only a matter of time, sooner or later. His successor will inherit. Inherit means to receive usually property, It could be a title, it could be a position. His successor, whoever is going to be the next prime minister, his successor will inherit a crisis ridden economy and polity. Inflation rose to 9.1% in May, the highest in 40 years, which, according to the Bank of England, could hit 11% this year. Some economists predict a recession, low economic activity. Brexit remains an unfinished business, which, if not resolved properly, not sorted out properly, could threaten peace in Northern Ireland. And the government in Scotland, they have been asking for separation. And the government in Scotland is demanding another referendum on independence. They want to get separated from the United Kingdom of Great Britain, and they have been asking for a referendum. A referendum, an important word, a general vote by the electorate on a single political question, which has been referred to them for a direct decision to be with the UK or not to be with the UK. Scotland. Mr. Johnson, how does the editorial end? Mr. Johnson, who came to power offering a new post Brexit future for the UK, is leaving the country in economic pain and political disarray, not something positive. Two aspects: one, Brexit, post Brexit future, one thing; the other, leaving the country in economic pain that goes with that, and political disarray. There's one word here. Disarray means a state of disorganization or untidiness. More than untidiness, tidy means neat, clean. Disorganization. It is all about the editorial. What are the questions you can think of based on this editorial? What is this editorial about? What spread like wildfire in the context of the editorial? All that you have to do, look at, navigate, locate, and you find the answer. When had signs of the rebellion emerged? Past perfect in interrogative form. Signs of the rebellion emerged. There is still no clarity on what. On something, there is no clarity on what. What will Boris Johnson's successor inherit? Easy to answer all these questions. I have launched a course, General English for SSC exams, CHSL, CGL, MTS, and other SSC exams. And it is from 11th of this month, 11th July. Very useful for all SSC exams. Course fee is 1,750. Time 11:30 a.m. Live classes. Validity 1 year. Medium English. And I'll be launching. The classes are going to start on 11th of July. If you download the app, you will you have to, if you want to purchase or you want to enroll, download the app, then you can. I have provided the link today. After the session, go to the description of the video, then you find the link. All that you have to do is click on the link, then you go to my app. And there is one more course I have been offering, English for bank exams, the most popular course for just 1,050% off. These are the features and how to enroll. Please go through after the session. Thank you. Now let us go to practice questions based on exam topics. Error location, first 5 questions. Read the first one and try to spot the error. If you were given a chance to live in some other country, which one would you have chosen? Easy to answer. No one has responded. How come? The moment you see the word if, you have to think of conditionals, desires, wishes. If you were given, that is a clue for you. That means it talks about a wish or a desire, imaginary situation. Then you cannot use would have chosen, goes with past conditional. You cannot use. There is an error here in the fourth part. If you were given a chance to live in some other country, which one would you choose? Would you choose? We have to use the word choose, not would have chosen. After any helping verb, if you have to use a verb, there is one rule. What is that? You have to use the verb in the basic form without to or bare infinitive. But here it goes more with the pattern. If you were the chief minister, what would you do? If you were the prime minister, what would you do? If you were a bird, what would you do? So this goes with more than conditionals, desires and wishes, something imaginary. An easy one if you're good at grammar, based on grammar knowledge. Rima decided not to watch the movie because she had to study for the quiz to be held the next day. This is also an easy one, not difficult. Rima decided not to watch the movie. Nothing wrong. Why? Because she had to study. Everything goes into the past. Decided not to watch the movie because she had to study for the quiz. To be held or to be held? To be held. We cannot say to be hold, to be held. Passive voice. To be conducted, to be organized, to be held. I asked the salesman if I could exchange the faulty camera with another one. Is there any exam this weekend? Please answer my question. Past participle form. To be plus verb, past participle form. To be broken, to be conducted, to be arranged. Which exam is that? Two students say yes. Here, this is a difficult one, not easy. I asked the salesman if I could exchange the faulty camera with another. We don't have to use the word one. Okay. With another. Thank you. I got it. With another one, that is redundancy or superfluous. With another, that is enough. Okay. Let us go to question number 4. The story was about how an intelligent man had saving himself from being robbed. What is the answer? Fourth one. Excuse me. The story was about how an intelligent man had saved himself. Had saved. Here the verb should be in past participle form. Save, saved, saved. Have saved, past perfect. Had saved. Because the whole context goes into the past. Today the questions are rather easy. Each morning they emptied their trays into large garbage cans which were placed in the street. Hmm, that's right. Good, Madhav. Hold up. Hold up has other meanings. I was held up in a meeting. That is a different meaning altogether. Each morning they, what is the subject over here? They, pronoun. Emptied, then we have to use a possessive form. They, the subject form. We cannot use here their, Their, possessive form. Their trays. Each morning they emptied their trays into large garbage cans which were placed in the street. Many of you must have got all the five correct. Now let us go to misspelled. Misspelled words also today easy. Not you should get all the five correct. For a change today, easy questions. What is the correct spelling of? Oh, something went wrong. Is everything all right? She, I'm sorry, here the first one. It is not unusual for guests of the hotel to carry souvenirs. Here the letter E should not be there. Souvenir singular. What is a plural of that? Souvenirs. Souvenirs. These are correct spelling. Other words are correct. Oh, really? I know, I know. For a few seconds, something went wrong. Have you answered the first one? Nothing wrong with it is not unusual. Nothing wrong with this. That means it is usual. Souvenir means when you go to a, it has two different meanings. One meaning, when you go to a particular place, let's say you went to Australia, you have been to Australia, and when you came back, you wanted to bring something from Australia to remember the place. Usually, those who go to Australia, they buy a boomerang as a souvenir. What is a boomerang? It is a wooden thing used by the aboriginals, indigenous people for hunting. They buy a boomerang as a souvenir. Means what? To remember that place, whatever you buy, when you go to a new place, you buy something to remember that place. That is known as a souvenir. If you go to Andaman and Nicobar Islands, you may buy a few seashells to remember Andaman and Nicobar Islands. And those seashells are known as souvenirs, one meaning, reminder of a place. Another meaning of the word souvenir, when you celebrate a particular event, let's say a college, 100 years completed, celebrations, that time they publish a book, how the journey 100 years, how they have traveled. And that book is also known as a souvenir. Two different meanings. I hope you got the meaning. She vested or wasted. This is not the right word. She wasted her time in chatting over the phone and ultimately ended up not finishing her work. Obviously, that's what happens. So here it is not vested, but there's one expression, vested interest. Have you heard of this? There's a word, vested interest, means selfish, ulterior motive. She had not eaten anything for a very long time now, and her stomach was growling. This could be a little challenging. She had not eaten anything for a very long time now, and her stomach was growling is not correct. What is the right word? Growling. Growling goes with animals, especially dogs and wolves, but it also goes with stomach. Stomach growling, that is a standard expression. Noisy stomach, what does it mean? Noisy stomach. It happens because of hunger. Not grueling. Grueling means something else. Not grueling, it is growling. Growling, growling stomach. That's a combination, in fact. Half of the harm that is done in this world is due to people who want to feel important. This is a bit strange. Exactly, noisy stomach. Vishnuvardhan, very good. Go to the next one. Half of the harm that is done in this world is due to people who want to feel important. Yes, who want to feel importance. No, no. What is wrong with important? They want to feel important. They want to have the importance, but here feel important. Answer is all correct. No error. Life is like a mirror. Smile at it, and it is charming. You can easily make out. Frown at it, and it becomes sinister. All are correct. Question number four, fifth option. Respect the fifth option. Easy to make out. Life is like a mirror. This is a very good question, and also something you can learn from this. Life is like a mirror. Smile at it, and it is charming. Charming means what? Attractive, charming. Frown at it. Frown means you look at, you bring your eyebrows close, and you look at it the way you're not happy, you're irritated. Then it is known as a frown. Frown at it, it becomes sinister. Sinister means something evil, something harmful. Sinister, a negative word. Frown, that's what I've just said. When you're not happy, you look at someone or something with that feeling of unhappiness, you bring your eyebrows close. That is known as a frown on the face. One will get the incentive only if he deserves it. Now, questions related to phrase replacement. Sinister means evil, bad, negative. Sinister behavior, sinister actions, it has a negative connotation. One will get the incentive. What is the subject over here? One, indefinite pronoun, an important one. They have given in so many competitive exams. One will get the incentive only if we cannot use a personal pronoun. We have to use the indefinite pronoun one. If one deserves it, answer is a fourth option. One. We cannot use a personal pronoun. We cannot use a possessive pronoun. We were nervous while the auditor was going by the accounts. One should take care of one's parents. Yes. We were nervous while the auditor was going by, had gone through, hold that one, going over, hold that one, gone through, not correct, went by, not correct. Here, go over also means examine. Based on that, answer is the second option. This is a combination of past tense plus past continuous tense. Something happened, that time something was going on. What happened? We were nervous. That time something was going on. What was going on? The auditor was going over the accounts. Go over, go through, both mean the same. Examine thoroughly. Answer is the second option, not the first option. Do remember. Considerate the traffic. It is better to leave for the airport an hour early. Need not be when, while both can be used for continuous action. Don't think only while for continuous action. No. We can use when also, but usage point of view, we prefer while for continuous action. When is also correct. Considerate the traffic or considering the traffic. Considering the traffic, it is better to leave for the airport an hour early. The issue was taken before the municipal corporation meeting last week. The issue was taken before, taking place at, taken after. All these don't make any sense. Being taken in, was taken up at, they took up, active voice, something was taken up, the issue was taken up, past passive voice. Answer is the fourth option. The issue was taken up, excuse me. Take up the issue means bring for discussion in a meeting. Obviously, answer is the fourth one. Among of his many good qualities that I remember is his honesty. Among of his many good qualities doesn't sound right. So what is which option is correct? Yes. One of his many good qualities that I remember is his honesty. Answer is the fourth option. You have five idioms. Some of these are familiar ones. A few are very important from the exam point of view. Dark horse, candidate with doubtful chances of success. B. At daggers drawn, it goes with writers, politicians, union members, artists, celebrities. At daggers drawn means what? Openly hostile. B. Elbow room, space in which one can move freely or do something freely. Need not, don't take the literal meaning. El Dorado, an important one, an imaginary land of plenty and prosperity. Fag end of the session, usually I say. Last part of something. BDECA. Very good. Let us go to enrich your word power based on today's editorial consolidation. Conservative. We are running out of time. You can write the meaning. I'm sorry. Conservative. Someone averse to change. Exactly. That's why I said it goes with decisions, behavior, actions. Don't take the literal meaning. Conservative, averse to change. C. Charisma, charismatic, compelling attractiveness. Steep, an important word, adjective. Steep means what? Arising or falling sharply. In this context, J. Untenable, not able to be maintained. Scandal, action regarded as morally wrong or illegal action because of which you see the public outrage. Pinnacle, the culmination, the highest point. Cling on, try hard to keep something, stick to, adhere to, hold to. You can think of all these expressions. D. Engulf, sweep over so as to cover completely. It goes with fire, smoke, engulf. Answer is I. Colossal, mistake, mandate, extremely large or great. Chaos, complete disorder and confusion. H. Have you got all the 10 correct? Then you should be happy. Have a look at the words you got on 5th, 6th, 7th, and try to answer quickly. What time is it? We still have 7 minutes. Ticket. The first two you should be able to answer quickly, and the words third one, third row, you got yesterday. Still, you should be able to. If you respond, then I will tick. I'll go to the next one. We'll do in a systematic way. Ticket. Start with the word ticket. Group of bushes, yes, and also a lot of problems, a lot of issues. Reveal, dense group, yes. Disclose, partisan, prejudice, very good. Regime, one key word enough, government, very good. Cite, citing, reference, very good. Dispose of, no one has answered. Sixth one, dispose of, get rid of, very good. Envisage, predicted or visualize, visualize something, predict something. A root for, support, very good. Alliance, union or association. between countries, organizations, political parties. Oh, no one has answered the ninth one. Fine. Deterrent, discourage, very good. Spectre, spectre of recession, spectre of something. Discourage from doing something, acts as a deterrent. Spectre, no one has answered. Second, one meaning of the word spectre, ghost, but it has another meaning. Something widely feared. Yes. How come no response? Drag, pull, slide, pull using a lot of force. Yes. Forcefully. Slide, move along something. Surge, you have got so many times. Sudden increase. Yes. Soar, fly high in the air. Yes. Tangible, opposite intangible. Concrete, abstract. Tangible, something you can touch, perceive. Haven, a safe haven for someone or something. Yes, that's right. Birds soar, especially eagle. Eagles soar. Safe place, perfect. Tumble, haven means a safe place, a refuge for someone or something. Tumble, to fall suddenly. Tumultuous, one key word, it means you know the word. Tumultuous, uproar, noisy disturbance. Dent, dent. Hollow, yes, even surface, you see hollow, that is known as a dent. Pulsating, hollow in an even surface, that is over. Pulsating, exciting, very good. Gallop, It usually goes with horses. Horses gallop, proceed at great speed. Very good. A linger, stay longer than required. Yes, linger. Bow out, stay for a long time, you can say. Bow out contextually, withdraw. Very good. Swipe, based on the editorial. Stay for a long time. Yes. Swipe, a strong blow, a different meaning, not the regular swiping machine, not that meaning. A rival, rival means competitor, one who competes for the same objective. A reins, literal meaning leather straps used to control a horse, but control something. Marauding, search for things to steal or people to attack. Blighty, informal term for British, England or London. Informal term for England. Beckon, to summon someone using gestures. Informal term for England. Yes, that's right. That's all for today. Hope you guys have got enriched. Have a nice day. Thank you very much for being with me till 2 past 8. And do remember to subscribe and share. After the session, go to the description of the video. I have provided two links, one to join the Telegram group, the other to download the app.